Hi everyone, today we are going to be doing another Gmix short tutorial. Today we're going to be working with dream smoothing and ellipsionism, and we are going to be making this image right here. It's pretty simple, and this is going to be a pretty quick one. I'm going to try to make it as quick as I can anyways, so I'm going to just open up the stock image real quick. And this is another cool feature that I just figured out. Well, I don't know if it's new or not, but I don't remember doing this before Gimp 2.8.14, but it pops up a little preview, so that's pretty cool. So I'm going to open up this new image, and then we're going to go into image, and then I'm going to scale this image down in half. So I'm going to divide it by 2, press enter, and scale it down. Because this image was super big. It was like 4,000 by something. So, and as you all know, some of the Gmix filters are pretty slow, and especially the dream smoothing is really slow filter. So I don't want it to take forever. And the look that we're going for today is a oil painting. Uh, that's what this dream smoothing filter reminds me of, and I guess it's been around for a while. I don't remember ever seeing it in Gmix, but well, before a couple months ago anyways, but I've done some research, and I guess it has been around for a while. And normally you can't find too much information on the filters in Gmix besides what Gmix has on them, but you just want to go into filters and then go to open up Gmix, and it will be under artistic. That's the ones that we're working on now, and just click on dream smoothing, and this will take well, it's doing it quicker today, so that's awesome. And I'm going to leave the preview size at small, just so it'll render out in the preview faster and not take forever. And dream smoothing, I'm going to read this real quick. It's a relatively slow filter that uses anisotropic filtering to smooth an image. More iterations produces softer image, as does lower opacity values. Practical modes for merging are alpha and average. Note that results are resolution dependent, so the bigger your image is, the better results. That's what I take from that anyways. So basically, the dream smoothing is a beefed up anisotropic filter. What a anisotropic filter is, well, in the 3D world, it is a filter that makes the textures and everything pop and look better. So that's basically what that is. So behind this coding and stuff is a preset anisotropic filter that the guy that made it put there. And what the filter does is it scales down the image by size and iterations, and it smooths it with a preset. So the preset that's behind here, and then after an iteration, a new copy of the original is made with a size iteration of -1, and it combines the image to a previous step and smooths it. This is continued for a specific number of iterations. So your iterations are right here. So basically what that means is it's taking this anisotropic filter that's behind the scenes, and it is taking however many iterations you have here, and it's taking and it's working its magic, and then it smooths it, and then it, like this, it'll do it 3 times over. So basically that's what the dream smoothing filter is. And I don't know why that just, oh, I accidentally scaled that down for some reason. I want that back on 3. Okay, so as you've seen, it went down to 1, and it wasn't too good. 3 is fine, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set my output mode to new layers, and I'm going to go ahead and hit apply because this filter takes a while, and I will just talk why I'm doing this. So I'm going to hit Alright guys, sorry about that. I had to pause the video real quick because it was making some weird noise. I'm using OBS this time to record my video, and they got a NVIDIA setting now for your graphics card, and I wanted to try that out. But it was making a weird noise why it was starting to do that filter, so I had to pause it. But anyways, this is what it looks like after it ran through that filter. And as you can see, it went from that to that, and that's pretty awesome. And that was on the settings that were just default. We didn't change nothing, and I'm going to go through and talk a little bit about them now. So as you know, I explained the iterations and stuff. So basically, more iterations, the more the filter will run through and do the smoothing and all that stuff. Here's the merging options that they were talking about here, and basically what these are like layer modes. So, and they got a bunch of different presets in here. You could go through and play with these if you'd like. Uh, I like the vivid light. It makes it more brighter and stuff like that. But I'm not going to mess with those right now. You could go through and play with those if you'd like. The opacity, of course, it says up here, the less opaque, the uh, the softer the image is. So you could go less, the softer this effect will be. The higher you go, the more the effect applies to the image. Oops, I didn't want to do that. But anyways, so you got the reverse order. You can click right here and it reverse the order of the way it does everything. The smoothness is the settings for the layer modes. So it's on alpha. If you changed it to blue or burn or darken or anything like that, it'd be the smoothness that merging goes through with the original image. So it's pretty basic. Now the parallel processing settings increase spatial overlap and vertical bands appear. Um, I'm not too sure what this one means. I know like on your CPU or in GPU and stuff, they got different threads in them. They talk about threads. I don't know if that's what that means. So I don't really know what these mean. And every time I've messed with Dream Smoothing, I've never played with these. I've always just left these on default. So as long as you get a decent result, you could play with these if you'd like. But like I said, I don't really know what these mean. And that's pretty much it for Dream Smoothing. It's a pretty basic filter. I mean, once you know the gist of it or what it's about, and you just play with these layer modes and just like any other filter, and you figure out pretty much what it does yourself and stuff. But I just wanted to, it's a Gmix short, so I wanted to explain a little bit about the filter, and you get an awesome result just by default. Whoa, what happened there? Uh, so like I said, just by default, that's an awesome look. And to me, it reminds me of an oil painting. If you've ever seen an oil painting, that's what it reminds me of. But we're going to go one step further than that, and we're going to cancel out, and we'll go ahead and turn this off for right now, and we're going to go to filters, then back into Gmix, and then we're going to mess with the Ellipsionism tool, and as you or tool, I'm sorry, filter, and as you can see, basically it's a bunch of elliptical circles, or well, in this case they're ovals, and you got your primary radius and your secondary radius. Basically, I look at these as layers. You got your primary, which is your top layer, and then your secondary, which is your second layer. So if we move these around, I'm going to move this to like 9 and this to 5.5, and as you can see, the circles are more circles, uh, And I just kind of explained these wrong to you guys. I do apologize. I've been messing around in Gimp all day. But I'm sorry, the primary radius and secondary radius. Okay. So you got a circle. Let's go ahead and go over here, add a new layer, and you got a circle. That's a funky circle. I'm using my mouse. Um, so we'll just put T for top, B for bottom, and then you got, if you're looking at it from my point of view, you got right, and then you got left. So your primary radius could be your top to bottom radius, top to bottom, and then your secondary be left to right. I believe that's how that works, and I do apologize for explaining it wrong, but let's go back over here and let's play with it. So you got your primary radius and your secondary radius. So the circles, they did get smaller, and you can make this a perfect circle, I imagine, if you play with both of these, but I kind of like the oval look. And then the smoothness, of course, is, how much it smooths between the coating and all that stuff in there. And then you got your opacity, the less opaque, or the lower value you go, the less the filter has an effect on your image. The higher you go, the more effect. The outline, if you could see, there's little black outlines on here. So if I turn this down to 1, you'll see that there's not very much of an outline on there anymore, but I like the outline look, so I'm going to go back to 3. And then your density is how dense per area you have with these ellipses right here. And that is basically that all there is to that filter there. Like I said, I do apologize for saying that these were like layers. Like I explained, the primary radius could be top to bottom, and the secondary radius be left to right, and that's the reason why you're getting oval shapes. So I imagine if I went 5.5 on this one, yep, they're circles. Now they're perfect circles. So like I said, I do apologize for explaining that wrong, but that's what they are, and that's pretty much all there is to this filter. You got preview type. You could preview it in full, which is the whole thing, or you could the forward horizontal, forward vertical, duplicate. You could just mess with these and find something that you like, and that's pretty much it for the ellipsionism. And we'll just hit apply, and I might have to pause this again because, like I said, for some reason in OBS it makes this weird noise, and I don't want that to come back on the video. So let's go ahead and hit apply and see if that happens, and if it does, I'll go ahead and pause the video and come back. Nope. So it's not doing that right now, but this filter might take a little while like everything else. So let's see here. We'll go back over here while that's working that wisdom. Actually, we'll go to File, and I'm going to open up one of an image that I had previously done with Dream Smoothing. I'll open that, and then I will open the original. So this is the original, and this is the final result. That looks pretty awesome if you ask me. I really, really like that. I like that a lot, how it turned out. Original, and then Dream Smoothing. And here's one little quick tip. Make sure that when you do this Dream Smoothing don't work all that great if you have a solid background. So we got the skeleton, the wings, and the scythe here, but if this background was completely black, the only thing that it would smooth would be the skull, or the skeleton, the wings, and the scythe. And then the black would be, of course, black because it's solid and there's nothing for the algorithm in the filter to work with. So that's a little tip. So if you have a solid background and you're doing this, it's going to look all blown out. Like it'll be, see this glow effect, it'll just be right around here in the area of, say, this skeleton and the scythe and stuff, and then the background would just be black, so it wouldn't look right. So right here, as you can tell, I have a texture in the background, and so the algorithm had something to work with, and it came out with this. And I think this turned out pretty awesome. I really like this one. Let's see if this is done. Okay, this is done. We'll go ahead and close these out now. And as you can tell, this just went through and made little elliptical circles through the whole image. And I like that because I wanted to use this effect because I wanted to, if you could see here, you can see them here. I wanted to make it look a little bit like a canvas that you actually painted on. So we will go ahead and turn that one off, and then we're going to go back into Gmix, go filters, Gmix, and we are going to mess with a filter that we've already covered, the color abstraction paint. And if you don't know, haven't seen my other one, you could go to my YouTube channel, and I will have a playlist of Gmix shorts, and it will be in there, and I explain this one. But the abstraction we're going to leave on 5, ellipse ratio we're going to turn up to 15, and we're going to click on use saturation. And then all the rest is default, and then we are going to go ahead and hit apply. And hopefully this one don't take super long. So that's basically what we're going to be using. I wanted to cover the dream smoothing and the ellipsionism, and then but also I wanted to show you guys how. Sorry about that. I paused it again because it was making that weird noise again. But anyways, like I was saying, I just wanted to show you guys how to get a final result with this. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. And so we got the color abstraction, the ellipsionism, and then the dream smoothing. And then the original layer, you go ahead and delete that. And we'll turn on dream smoothing, and let's see, is this the right order? Let me see here. Nope. And we're going to grab the color abstraction paint, and we're going to put it in the middle. And this ellipsionism, the ellipsionism layer, we're going to go ahead and put on overlay, and we're going to put this on 40% opacity. And then the color abstraction layer we're going to put on overlay also, and we are going to put this on 50% opacity, just like that. And that is the final result. As you can see here, it's got kind of a texture to it, and that color abstraction just brung out the colors and made some of the lines a little bit harsher and stuff like that, and made it look a little bit more like a painting. And like I said, that's what the look that I was trying to go to with this. But that is it for this Gmix short, pretty much. There's a couple other things I want to talk about before I get off here. But besides that, I hope you guys enjoy this effect and come up with some other cool painting ideas and stuff like that. I got this image off of DeviantArt. I will try to find the link and put the link in the description to where you could go and download it if you want to use this image. If the link's not in the description, then either the person is not on DeviantArt no more, or I just couldn't. Sometimes I have a hard time if I don't favorite them on my DeviantArt. But anyway, so I wanted to talk about this real quick. Sorry if you heard the dogs barking. I wanted to talk about this right here. I got asked by a couple people to make a tutorial on this, and I have no problem in doing that, but the one issue is that this building here was done in Blender, and that is going into a whole different new ball game and a different software, and I don't know how many people that watch my channel use Blender, if they use Blender at all. And so I don't know if I am going to make this tutorial. I've already made the first part, the part in Blender, but I don't know if I'm going to release it because I don't know if anybody would be interested in it. And if you are, just leave a link or a comment in the comment section, or you could go to my website, and I have a comment section on my website also, and let me know. We aren't going to be doing any modeling. We're only going to be texturing. This model right here I got off of BlendSwap, and I can't reshare this model with you, so you'd have to go to BlendSwap and download that. But like I said, we're going to be doing texturing and we're going to be doing rendering, so it's not going to be too hard, but I'm not going to get into all the ins and outs of Blender. I'm just going to tell you the keys that I'm using and the settings that I'm using to do this tutorial. So I mean, if nobody's interested, then I probably won't release this tutorial. And I do apologize for that, and in the future I will keep that in mind. The only reason why I use this for 3D is because I couldn't find a sufficient image to add to this image that I wanted for the right look, and so I had to do this myself. But that's it on that one. And then I have made a background pack for you guys to download. Now these are all made by me, 100%. I spent hours on these between setting them up and rendering them and everything else like that. So, but you could go to my website and download those for free if you're interested. One of the use cases you could use for these, just real quick, I just open up something real quick and grab one of them background images, open as layers, and let's see here. We'll open this one and we'll move it to the bottom, and we'll shift T and we will scale it down just a little, just like that. See, scale that. Press M on your keyboard to move. And these, I call these are background manipulation images because I always go and I use some type of blur or something on them, and we will blur it by 10 and press OK. And then you see you got a cool looking little background in the background. I mean, you could use them for whatever you want, commercially or personal. The only thing that I ask is you do not redistribute these at all. If you want to tell friends or something about them, they could go to my website and download them, and do not claim these as your own, as you that you made these. And that's it. But that's all I wanted to talk about in this Gmix short. I hope you enjoyed this Gmix short, and I hope you enjoyed this image. And until next time.